There's a good chance that most people will have no problems with police in most of their life if you follow all the rules and everything. But if you should have an encounter with police and you get the type of police officer that has this overblown sense of authority over civilians, then you need to know your rights and you need to stick up for those rights. And by you doing this, you teach the police that they can't just walk over you and take advantage of your ignorance or anybody else's ignorance for that case. Now, I didn't learn this lesson until like a couple years ago when I was falsely arrested, unjustly arrested, thrown to the concrete, and abused, and I had to go to the hospital with injuries because of that. Of course, after that incident, I was charged with 3 different misdemeanors, all of which were dismissed. I got the videotape. After that, I started following um, uh, uh, First Amendment auditors. And I've learned so much from these guys on how to stick up for your rights, what you can do, what you cannot do. For instance, in North Carolina, there is no law that states that as a pedestrian not committing any crime, do you have to supply ID, identification, to a police officer. If you've committed no crime and they don't suspect you of a crime, or whether you're going to, unless they got some kind of what they call RAS, right? Reasonable, articulable suspicion that you've committed, about to commit, or did commit a crime, they can't ID you. You don't have to give them your ID. And there are so many things that police do to you that are not constitutional, but they're allowed to get away with it. Why? Because we, the people, don't know our rights. These are some things that should be taught in school, or, as a matter of fact, afterwards. If you're curious, learn about them. Okay? You give up your civil rights, you give up your rights, and that emboldens police to believe they can do this whenever they want. Okay? So, if you have a chance, watch these First Amendment auditors. I don't believe in getting belligerent with the police like some of them do. There are some First Amendment auditors that I respect because they do it in a very professional way. They remain calm and they stand up for their rights. Like I said, most of you will probably never have a run-in with the police. But there is that time where you might have a run-in with the police. And at that time, and I'm an obstinate guy, okay? So I've learned certain things that, and I've never gotten wrong with authority, even when I was in the military. So people that try to exert authority over me when they have no grounds for it. So I want everyone out there to remember you can record police officers while they're performing their duties. Okay? And there's no law that says you can't. Most police officers will tell you to turn away, turn off your phone, go across the street where you can't see them or record what they're doing. You don't have to do that. Because what happens here is that when you are recording police interactions with someone else, they'll tell you it's none of your business. Well, yes, it is your business, because when the police get sued, that's coming out of our taxes. All right? So you do have a responsibility to record and make sure you keep our police officers honest. Anyway, I am considering at this point starting my own First Amendment type channel. Now, most of you know I have a YouTube channel. It's called Skaditch. Skaditch. And I posted my unlawful arrest on that channel. I am considering seriously performing some of these First Amendment audits. And my basic concern is police accountability and civil rights violations. When I was arrested, I went to a hospital. They took me to the hospital because I was injured. And I witnessed Greensboro police officers throw a man who was handcuffed behind his back, a black man, threw him out of his wheelchair to the floor, who was handcuffed behind his back. I protested, and I tried to get the video. Every officer there, were about 4 officers there, had body cameras. And I went to court to request those body camera images. I got to go in and I don't know if I got something in my nose here. Anyway, I went into the police station and I was able to see the video because I was involved in it. All right. So I went to court to try and get that video, but the judge turned me down saying that I was not the focus of interest in that body camera footage. I contended and I stated to her that one of the police officers walked right up to me and said, "You need to be quiet." In my mind, that made me an integral part of that whole situation. But evidently the judge didn't think so. You know, somehow you're not entitled to videos, recordings that, you know, you may be inadvertently involved in, unless you're the focus of that incident. I disagree with that. I disagree with it strongly. I probably should have appealed, but I didn't. But anyway, if I have found out how to go about getting video from the police, deputies, the deputy sheriff's office, and police department. So I know now if you are involved with the police and you think you were mistreated, right? I can help you. I know the process to get that body camera footage or patrol car footage, but you have to be the focus of that incident. Okay, so if you do need help in getting that video footage that you were involved in involving police, let me know. Write to me at my YouTube, Skaditch 606 at gmail.com. I believe that's my correct address. Let me take a